Hello everyone, welcome to Basically Netta. I'm Netta, and this is my May wrap-up. So in the month of May, I read 6 books, and out of those 6 books, 2 of those books were 4-star rated, and then there was 3 3-star rated books, and I had 1 2-star rated book. Overall, it was an okay month. So I'm just going to talk about the last book that I finished in May, because I haven't talked about that one and I don't have a video of that one. But I have a video for all the other 5 books. If you want to go watch my opinion about them, go ahead and watch. I'm just going to explain the last one and then go briefly into the other books that I read. So the latest one that I read in the month of May, and I finished it on May 31st, I finished Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. And this is the origin story of basically the characters from Norse mythology, like the gods, not characters, gods. So we're talking about like Odin and Thor and Loki, those kind of gods and goddesses that you would see. And yeah, I kind of like this one. This was really fun. We see their beginning origins and how they evolve as people / gods, and there's a bunch of comedic situations that happen, and there was also awkward moments that happened. But yeah, overall it was really fun to read. I enjoyed it very much. This was a 4-star rated. The only reason for that was sometimes the awkward moments were too awkward for me and I didn't want to, like, I had to read faster 2 of them. I also did this one in hybrid, and Neil Gaiman reads it. So it was kind of like really fun to listen to him read his own book. He does say at the beginning, disclaimer about how the Norse mythology's parts of it has been lost, and he had to do the best research that he could do, but not all of it was there, so he did the best that he could do, which it was pretty good, I think. And yeah, I totally recommend Norse mythology by Neil Gaiman to other people to read it. It's not like all the other mythologies that you would pick up. It is written in very normal storytelling way, instead of how all the other ones are written in verse. And I think he picked it up from the original verse versions and then turned it into storytelling. It was also kind of cool to see how different these gods are from the Marvel versions of them. It was because I got introduced to these kind of characters by Marvel. So reading the original material that got Stanley and all those other adaptations that came from it, it was kind of cool to see how different they are and how similar they are. It's still comical, it's still fun to read, and there's always a lesson in these stories as well, right? It is mythology, you have to learn from them. So yeah, go and pick it up, it's kind of cool. That was my last book that I read. Now we're gonna go to the first books that I read in the month month of May, just because now I'm just going back and forth. So I do have a video for all these other ones. I'm going to talk about the 4 books that I read for my Canada Reads video, and I'm just gonna go briefly into these books and tell you what I thought about them, and then I'll talk about the other 2 that I have another 2 videos on. The first one that I finished in the month of May, because the Canada Reads books there's 5 books, but I read one of them in March because I gotta skip the line kind of thing from Libby, and then all these other ones came in. The first book that I finished for the Canada Reads video that I did was Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. This is a typical romance novel. It was okay. It takes place between Toronto and Muskoka, and it's just a love story. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was ordinary, so I gave it a 3-star rating. And then the second book that I finished on the same week, I finished Shut Up You're Pretty by Tea Mutanji. This is a collection of short stories, of coming of age short stories, that is of one character who is explaining her life. This wasn't really what I wanted to read, but it was one of the nominees, so I read it. It was okay. I gave it a 3-star. And then I read Bad Cree by Jessica Johns. This is an Indigenous horror story, and it is based on the Cree folklore. And yeah, it was great. I enjoyed it. I just felt like there could have been more pacing, and like it could have gone a little faster. That's why I gave it a 3-star. This book was also my Read Across Canada pick for this month. May was read a Canadian thriller, horror, or mystery for Read Across Canada. And Read Across Canada is created by Jolene as bookworm adventure girl. So I've been following her things and I was like, okay, this one goes well with my video and goes with this month's theme, so I read them both for that. The 4th one that I read for Canada Reads 2024 was The Neeson Avenue by Christina Wong, and this is more of an interactive book. The first part of the book is all the story, and then the back side of the book is the illustration of the neighborhood. It's Kensington Market area / Chinatown in Toronto, and it's kind of cute. Like there's this we follow this Chinese Canadian grandmother who is trying to survive in her neighborhood basically, and we're following her, and it's kind of cute and it's sweet. So yeah, I liked it. I gave it a 4-star, but my only thing was that if you don't have the book and you've never been to those areas, you probably won't have the same experience as if you had the book. And I would say do a hybrid. Read the book and listen to it, because Christina Wong reads it, and she also does all the pronunciation of the Chinese and all that. So it's a different experience having the audiobook and having the actual book in your hand. So for that reason, I gave it a 4. Could have been more. And then after I read all of these 4 Canadian books, I had a need for more, fantasy in my life. So I finished reading His Majesty's Dragon, and I was not impressed. His Majesty's Dragon by Naomi Novik. It is the first book of the Temeraire series, and yeah, you can go and check out my video of this one. I was like, I liked the whole dragon part and all that. I just don't like the main character, Captain Lawrence. I'm sorry. And I also didn't like the fact that it was very character driven. So that part kind of put me out. And yeah, I give it a 3-star rating. Yeah, that was it for me on that one. I'm not going to continue. I'm not going to even pick up anything from it. I think I'm done with Naomi Novik. So yeah. And the second last one that I read in the month of May was First to Die by James Patterson. Okay, I had this whole, there was like the long weekend thing that happened for us in May, like Victoria Day weekend, and I got into a bunch of TV shows, and the Women's Murder Club was one of those TV shows that I watched. It's only like 13 episodes and they're all very short. So I watched them all in like a day and a half, and then I was like, I want more. So I found out that that was based on James Patterson books. So I decided to pick up his book, and it was available on Libby. So I picked up the First to Die, and it was not very good. It was just stereotype after stereotype, and I was not happy at all. I do have a video about this one as well. Yeah, I gave this one a 2-star rating. So yeah, those were all the 6 books that I read this month. Let me know down below if you have read any of these books. What did you read in May? Did you have any books that you really loved? And yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, more content from me, please subscribe. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.